Oh,
And um, this is our first attempt.
yeah.
I think Sir is having some connection problems.
Because I looked for the name of the institution or the organization, but only thing I got was the theme. The theme is, of course, arbitration for all. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Welcome.
Sorry, there was some issue with the battery. Anyway, so sir, what I was telling is that we have yet to make it a formal organization type, and since this is our first attempt, but we have got a immense, awesome response from the team across. So now we'll be formalizing it into a sort of institution because we are planning to make this a continuous educational platform.
Okay, okay. So that's fine. So good to see you, Professor Sundar Raju. Good to see you again. You have to unmute.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Oh, yes, yes. Thank you, Dr. Lahit. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Good to see you
Yeah,
again.
yeah, it's been a while. I have not been to India since I went in 2019. That was the last one. Then COVID started. And I think that was the end of any. But I've done about 3 arbitrations involving Indian companies. So, but is everything by Zoom? I
But
mean,
even being in India, we people have not been meeting our other colleagues like Samir and Nusrat and others. No physical meetings. Yeah, virtually we have been meeting often.
right, right. You know, I understand perfectly. In fact, I did just did a book for India, and I never met the publisher nor the editor or the team at all. Everything was remote. So it's so different, so different. Thank you.
Yeah, hopefully things will be better now.
Of
Next
course.
couple of months, then
Uh,
traveling will start.
I think we have to accept that the pandemic is here to stay. It should
Correct.
become endemic. And then we just live through it and hope that we older people don't get affected much
Yeah.
with our booster shots and all these things. These young people, yeah, I think they are all doing very well, because even if they get COVID, they seem to recover and then they're back on the road again. So I think that's wonderful to see. Other than that, I think we have to live with what we have.
Correct.
Sir, shall we begin?
Yes, sir, with your permission, can we start now?
Please.
Thank you, sir. Yes, Mike.
A very warm welcome to everyone present here today. I welcome you all to the inaugural ceremony of First Asia Pacific with Pre-Moot. This is the first Pre-Moot to adopt the noble vision of arbitration for all, as we have made it a goal of diversity, dignity, and unity for all in the field of arbitration. This Pre-Moot will be one of a kind initiative to ensure diversity and inclusion of all students. The response and the support that we have received for this Pre-Moot has been overwhelming, and we thank you all for supporting us and for coming on board for this noble cause. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Samir Shah, a core committee member of the Moot, to start the session and take over. But before I do that, I would also like to update that we have an interpreter in the session with us so that the message reaches everyone.
Thank you, Meg. Good morning, all of you, and I warmly welcome you to this first Asia Pacific WIS Pre-Moot inaugural ceremony. As Mehak said that we have adopted this noble theme of inclusivity to help and encourage differently abled students to compete and participate in the main. At the same time, also guide and help the students, normal students, to appreciate the differently able students. So it's a two-way traffic which we want to achieve. And in order to make them understand, make all, even the arbitrators and the teams to understand, I have actually trained a team from Istanbul, where one of the participant student is differently abled. Now, we have a very, different understanding of differently abled. We normally associate differently abled with something which is visible, like someone who's blind or someone who's hearing impaired. But differently abled is a very, very wide term. It includes also those who have, some kind of even mental issues. So it is not necessary that differently abled person it's visible. It can be internal also. So we have trying to bring all those on board through this exercise of Pre-Moot and make them understand the subject of international commercial arbitration. And let me tell you that this is our first attempt as a Pre-Moot organization to the Moot, and we have received an overwhelming response. We have received 130 team registration from across the globe. Initially, we started and we named it as Asia Pacific because we wanted to concentrate more and focus more on the Asia Pacific region. But then, considering the response, we have opened it up for all. And this is where we stand today. We have 130 teams in our first attempt itself. And therefore, we have to have so many such arbitrators and judges to judge the rounds. We have got almost 300 supportive arbitrators from across the globe, who include the who's who of international commercial arbitration, to support us and judge the rounds and guide the students in this subject of international commercial arbitration. So I believe that this competition is not just a matter of winning or losing, but it is much more than that. It's an educational platform where the students would be able to understand, learn the nuances of international commercial arbitration through their own effort, and also from the feedback and the advice which they would get from these judges and arbitrators who are themselves accomplished practitioners in international commercial arbitration. So with this, I warmly welcome you all. I thank you all the teams and also the arbitrators who have supported us in this journey and to make this a successful event. And I'm ensuring you a very exciting mooting experience in this event. Lastly, I would say that since this has been such an immense participation and support from all of you, there might be some hiccups, some issues of a team getting in late, or a panel arbitrator may not be there or coming late. So please bear with us. We'll ensure the best of the experience is given to you. We'll ensure that the round goes as it should be, and you get that experience and that practice for this moot. With this, let me welcome our guest of honor today. We have three renowned legal personality here today to support this cause and guide us into this and gives their blessing to us for this event. Starting, I would welcome Dr. Lalit Bhasin, who is a name in itself, no need of introduction, because introducing him would take a much time. Just to, in short, let me just introduce him. He is the chairman of our India branch of Chartered Institute of Arbitrators. And he had always been supporting and guiding us for the activities for training and developing of international arbitration in our country. So I warmly welcome you, sir. And I would request you to please give your advice and suggestion to the students and the participating teams here. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Samir Shah, and thank you, Mehak. Worthy Datuk Sundar Raju, my colleagues, Mr. Nusrat Hassan, eminent law teacher, Professor Rajesh Sharma, and my member of the Chartered Institute of Arbitrators, Mr. Samir Shah. When I was approached by Mr. Samir Shah, I said, what is the topic? He said it is diversity and how we unify this diversity. So I could not understand much. Yes, what I could understand was that when he's talking of diversity, he means different jurisdictions have different arbitration laws. Procedural laws may be same, but there is a diverse platform of various laws. Therefore, what they are trying to do is to bring together the laws pertaining to different jurisdictions because they are all diverse laws. But then when I delved deep into this and I had a long chat with him, he told me that this is different diversity. It is a diversity in terms of differently abled persons coming together. Now, I believe that we are all differently abled persons. I am not able, as my colleague Samir Shah is, and certainly not as well as Datuk Professor Sundar Raju is. So there is like an inherent difference when we talk of ability. Therefore, in a way, it is to recognize those who may be slightly physically different from all of us. Even all of differently different physically also. But there are certain handicaps in certain persons, but that would not make them disabled people. I think they are able people, as able as we are. It is a very unique event which has been brought up today to bring together all the differently abled people, including ourselves and others, to show to the world, you see, that we are talking not about the different jurisdictions, diverse arbitration jurisdictions, but we are talking here about bringing unity in all the differently abled people, including those who Mr. Samisha described as the normal people. I think we are all normal. Even those who are called differently abled, they are also normal people. Therefore, it is a good time to recognize their contribution because we are all colleagues in the legal profession. Therefore, this unique event, I compliment, you see, the torch bearers of this unique event, and I'm told that it has good response. The vision is therefore arbitration for all, and it includes all who have access to all the tools of knowledge and law, particularly in the field of arbitration. This would also include those students who need the facility of Braille, read aloud text, sign languages through the interpreters. Arbitration for all is therefore a platform which unites diverse participants in quest of knowledge and to improve their skills in advocacy and arbitration with special focus on international commercial arbitration. So I compliment, you see, the persons behind, the eminent people behind this unique event. Procedurally, international commercial arbitration is almost identical in most of the jurisdictions, such as procedure is to have claims, counterclaims, evidence, expert evidence, and then legal submissions. Ancestral rules are treated as the model rules of procedure. So procedurally, there may be identical in various jurisdictions, but substantive law would be different in almost each country. US, Japan, India, Singapore, France, and all, they have different substantives pertaining to arbitration. But arbitration today has again become very expensive and sometimes even prolonged, more prolonged than even litigation is. As responsible legal professionals, my advice to you is that you should first of all try to impress upon the disputants, that is the parties, your clients, to settle the dispute or differences that have. I believe firmly that a bad settlement is better than successful litigation. Accordingly, and this is important because this message I'm also giving to the law schools, to the faculty members who are participating. Okay, just don't have focus on arbitration. Accordingly, skills of persuasion and negotiations have to be developed among law students and young lawyers. Therefore, this skill of persuading the clients or persuading even the other side and negotiating in order to arrive at a settlement of the dispute, I think that would be the best service one can give to any system of administration of justice. After, it can be followed, persuasion, negotiation can be followed by mediation, but you need trained mediators for that. That is where the role of the organization such as the Chartered Institute of Arbitrator comes in, to impart training to mediators and arbitrators. Only if all these avenues are exhausted, people should go to arbitration. And that is where the trained arbitrators and good institutes of arbitration play a great role, particularly in the field of international commercial arbitration. Therefore, friends and all colleagues, whether we call them able or differently abled, I would call everyone differently abled, that you please look into these aspects of trying to settle the disputes, because as an Indian, I can feel, as an Indian lawyer having some experience now of over 6 decades, that even arbitration has not taken off in India. And we are relying upon such good institutes like you have in Singapore and Dubai and Paris, settle international commercial disputes. And as I said, these are not, these are very, very expensive and costly affairs. Therefore, please believe in this, that a bad settlement is better than successful litigation. Always keep that in mind. Try to resolve the disputes. So thank you very much. I thank all the organizers who have taken lead in presenting this unique event today. And I am greatly not only impressed, but it is a learning experience for me also. So good luck to all of you. And I hand it over to Mehak. Please take over. Thank you.
Sir, thank you so much for those inspiring words, sir. I'm sure the teams and those who are attending, participating, will definitely take it in the spirit, in the right spirit, and nurture that for their career growth. As you correctly said, um, with these kind of exercise and events, the purpose is to make the students develop the skills of advocacy and arbitration, and to develop their mindset towards a holistic development. As you correctly pointed out, uh, it should always be the mindset of the lawyers, especially those who are dealing with a dispute, to try to negotiate and persuade and then arrive at a fair settlement between the parties. And therefore, we also believe in the same principle, and we are trying to also, give this the same message, the same kind of training to the teams and the students here, so that the old phrase of, I would see you in court, will change in future through these students who are the future generation of practitioners, where they would suggest, let's arbitrate and not litigate. So with that aim, I am sure, sir, they would definitely go a long way in developing their career in arbitration. And yes, CIR plays a very important role for from training them, changing their mindset to become good arbitrators. Having said that, I would now request another legal luminary and a well-known international arbitrator himself, Datuk Sundar Raju, who is also one of our main mentor and supporter to make this event happen today. I warmly welcome you, Datuk. Please.
Thank you so much, Shami. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I'm actually honored, distinguished guests, my old friends, Dr. Lahid Bashir and Mr. Nusrat Hassan, members of the organizing committee, Dr. Rajesh Sharma, Mr. Shamir Shah, Ms. Elix Povi, Dr. Ajar Rab, Ms. Mahak Rati, Mr. Prashant Chandran, and also Dr. Lahid Bashir, you're part of the organizing committee. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you. I thank the Asia Pacific WIS Pre-Moot Organizing Committee for inviting me as one of the guests of honors for this inaugural ceremony of the first Asia Pacific WIS Pre-Moot. I'm truly honored and privileged to address you before the commencement of this competition. And I speak on behalf of the Asian Institute of Alternative Dispute Resolution, which we have created in Asia. I welcome all of you all and record my thanks and appreciation to the organizers, all who are attending as participants and moot judges and supporting colleagues, especially for your incredible hard work in preparing and getting ready to carry through this competition. I'm actually privileged to see this innovative idea of the Asian Pacific WIS Pre-Moots coming to fruition amidst this COVID pandemic. It started last year with this core group, which I've named, of capable and committed professionals, and they have performed in a Herculean way to fulfill this goal, that is this competition. And what is this goal? We wanted a unique pre-moot event which promotes diversity and inclusion away from mere elitism. So therefore, this pre-moot is very unique. It is the first and the only one of its kind which has ensured diversity and inclusion of all participants from all over the world, and in particular, emphasizing also welcoming disabled persons. Now, the materials are made available in Braille, read aloud text, offering assistance of sign language interpreters if the participants require to argue other than the normal text and material. This is very unique. And I can confirm now that this Pre-Moot is amongst the most successful, with 130 teams and with a corresponding well-known 300 moot judges with other supporting colleagues who have volunteered to help out in the moot panel and the actual organizing of the event. For me, it is an achievement by any standards, especially starting from scratch. My congratulations to all of you all for achieving this stellar result. I'm sure all the participating VIS mooters and the moot judges are well prepared as the competition starts today and ends on Sunday. Our purpose here is to get the best result for all. Now, moot competition has benefits, and your participation in the moot competition will make you familiar on how international commercial arbitration operates under arbitral institution rules. In real life, it is relatively difficult for students or young lawyers or even users to be exposed to international commercial arbitration. You may have studied it in the university or college. You may have read articles and textbooks on the subject. But the nature of the moot competition is such that it allows to deal with a dispute arising from a lifelike problem. You then have to convince the moot arbitral tribunal to win your case. There are various advantages of joining moot competition, which includes building advocacy skills and sharpening public speaking skills. However, I would like to put my focus on 4 points which will benefit all, not only those in the legal career, but also individual development. And these are networking, researching and writing skills, building confidence and teamwork. I will deal with each of them. The first would be networking. Moot competitions help you connect and socialize with persons across the globe, be them other moot participants or moot judges, as you embark on the moot process. We are all from different countries, different jurisdictions, institutions, and practices. It gives us an opportunity to interact with all who are involved in the moot competition. We will speak, we will observe, and most of all, by our interaction, we will learn from each other. We will have common and shared experience. Such networking will assist us to open our vistas and develop skills and worldviews that may assist us in our future endeavors. The second point is that mooting improves our thinking, research, and writing skills. Participating in moot competitions can help us all to understand the issues. It causes us to think deep. We have to ferret out the facts and the law and apply it to the problem at hand. The preparation involves writing, practicing aloud, delivering the content to convince the moot judges. In the long run, it enhances our research and writing skills. And you will find, as the moot progresses, we are all required to analyze the case, submit on it, and the moot judges will also have to follow the arguments and ask questions to clarify the issues in order to arrive at their decision. It all requires it requires full preparation to achieve a deeper understanding of international arbitration rules and how they can be applied to resolve disputes submitted on them. I want to talk about the third point. Moot competition gives us an opportunity to upgrade our confidence. We have to communicate. We have to express our opinions clearly, eloquently, and with confidence. This then becomes an innate part of our personality. It will help us with our careers and life. During the competition, we as participants and moot judges will display our ability to adapt and deal with the issues which rise from the interaction between the teams and the moot judge panels. There will be sharp retorts and banter. All this helps us to become more resilient and quicker on our feet. It will also drive through the need for total preparation, commitment, and sometimes allude to the luck of the draw. The important point is that such confidence will happen to deal with the challenges and develop our personality. And the final point I want to make is that mooting brings out the best in teamwork. Mooting competition requires cooperation and collaboration of all participants to work as a team. The objective is to win as a team. You have to work in unison as a team in order to have better performance. You will have to strategize to apply your teamwork, to analyze the strengths and weaknesses of the other team. Tactics become crucial at key points. However, we must always maintain our courtesy to each other. The other teams develop friendships and good working relationships. Having said that, competing participants and moot judges should bear in mind, while feedback, scores, rankings provided at the end of the competition, you should not just focus on the outcome. Do not forget to enjoy the process. All in all, the process, in my view, is the best component of this competition, since it will boost many aspects of our life, which the precious experience, new insight, and skills, networking, and other fruitful things, I'm sure that you will discern throughout this process. Zig Ziglar says that you do not have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Do not be afraid. Be confident. Believe in yourself, the team, and others in this adventure. You will be better, and then you will become the best. All takes time and develops step by step. This pre-moot competition is part of the process. Thank you so much again for this singular honor for addressing you today. All my best wishes to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Datuk, for those, again, inspiring words and also making the participant understand the benefits of mooting. I definitely agree with you that this exercise is not for winning or loss, but it is basically for the participant to actually enjoy and get that experience and exposure to international commercial arbitration processes. They would get the chance of networking with not even their fellow student colleagues, but also with some of the best international arbitrators as panel judges who would judge them and give the feedback. And this, they will not get this chance and this kind of platform anywhere else. And therefore, our endeavor also is to give them this rich experience of understanding the concept of international commercial arbitration. Thank you so much, Datuk, for your support. And now I welcome our last guest of honor, who's again another, renowned legal personality, a colleague with me, and he's the honorary secretary to the Chartered Institute of Arbitrators India branch, and also the co-managing partner of one of the leading law firms of India, Link Legal India. I welcome you, Nusrat Hassan. Thank you so much. Please.
Thank you, Samir. Thank you for the kind words. Good morning to all of you from India. It is my privilege to be here. After Dr. Lalit Bhasin and Professor Sandru Raju has spoken and given you their wisdom, there is hardly much to say. Being the last speaker after such great luminaries, I don't think there is much I can speak. But first, let me thank the core organizing committee for having me here. It is my privilege and honor to speak to all of you. And Samir, Dr. Rajesh Sharma, Alex Povi, and Dr. Ajay Rab. All of you seem to have done an extremely good job to have organized this fantastic event. And And the fact that this noble vision of this event, arbitration for all, is one of the most crucial topics in the world today. Diversity and inclusion today is the most important discussion all of us are having at different levels, primarily because today we understand that a society cannot move forward without the inclusion of all. And this, what you all have started, I think is going to make an impact and a point of discussion in the arbitration world. So thank you again for bringing this up and bringing this in the forefront, Samir and everybody else. Having said that, today, all the teams today which are participating in this WIS arbitration moot court is an important event for all of you. As we heard Professor Sundara Raju speak about the fact that not many get an opportunity to have a platform where you can learn about international arbitration. So this is an extremely important event for all of you and having an opportunity to participate. Another aspect which you do need to keep in mind is that today arbitration is the forum of choice for settling disputes. And today arbitration across the world is seen as a forum where commercial disputes can be resolved. Now, why is it so important? For any economy, for any creation of wealth, it is of critical importance that there is a platform and a forum where any businesses, any disputes, commercial disputes are resolved efficiently and at a low cost. Today, of course, we have several challenges, etc. But the fact of the matter remains that today, for any economy to prosper, it is of critical importance that there is a forum for resolving disputes. And arbitration plays a critical role. And of course, when there is business which is cross-border, international arbitration is in the forefront. So today, when I see the fact that today all the participants, today you all are at the cusp of a great arbitration career. And I think what I would like to emphasize, what probably Dr. Bhasin and Professor Sundar Raju have stated, is the fact that today this event is probably one of the critical events or an important event in your careers. You need to see this as where you all can network, go through the process, learn as much as you can. And of course, with that, you will also find yourselves grow and as persons and as well as and move forward towards a fantastic arbitration career. So this is an extremely fantastic forum which you have been able, the organizing committee has been able to put up. And the fact that you've been able to bring it to the Asia Pacific, I know there are now teams which are across the world, as Samir mentioned, but the fact that you've been able to bring it to the Asia Pacific region is also emphasizing the fact that arbitration today is one of the forum. It is a forum where the disputes can be resolved. And in the Asia Pacific region, where we are seeing substantially the growth of wealth and economy in this side of the world, this is a great forum to further emphasize that. If just from speaking from the India perspective, and relying on some on Baker McKinsey report which had come out in 2022, 62% prefer arbitration over litigation. Now, this is some of the facts which you need to keep in mind as you can see that what we are trying, what this forum is trying to emphasize is that arbitration is going to be the matter of choice for resolving disputes. All data points out that all businesses prefer to have their disputes resolved through this process. And of course, international commercial arbitration is more complex. It has a lot of nuances, which of course, along the way, you all will continue learning. But the fact that this provides a platform where international businesses can settle their disputes with one of the most critical parts of arbitration is through confidentiality. Now, having said that, arbitration is a platform which you need to see, and you will need to be, not at one point you all will move out of from being students to becoming practitioners. And when you do that, please remember that you will also in many ways participate in the growing of this forum, which is indirectly and indirectly enhances the society's growth in any part of the world, because creation of wealth is a critical underlying part of any growth of any economy, and also part of removing poverty from any country. So these are some of the critical issues. But now I think I am almost have taken most of my time. But with that, I would like you all to wish all of you a very, very good competition. Wish all of you to enjoy the process and have a healthy competition, and importantly, you all need to, as rightly mentioned by Sundar Raju and Dr. Bhasin, enjoy the process in this. With that, let me hand it over to Samir.
Thank you, Nusrat, for again those excellent advice and to the teams and the students participating. And I definitely agree with the importance of arbitration, which you have mentioned. I think it will be the only choice for the time to come to resolve cross-border disputes, and that is the reason why so much emphasis, so much importance is being put in by us for organizing this competition. Before I declare this officially open, let me acknowledge and give credit to one person whose idea was this, to have this theme of inclusivity, and that is Professor Rajesh Sharma. He is the core committee member who suggested to have this theme and the idea. And we had a good long discussion on it because initially we thought that the students and the arbitrators will not be able to appreciate this noble cause. But then he made us convinced that this is the cause which we should go ahead, and this will make this competition a unique competition. And it has become, of course, the first such pre-moot. Not even the real moot have this theme. The world over discussions have been stopped only at diversity, but we have gone one step ahead and made it inclusivity, which also includes diversity in it. So thank you, Professor Rajesh Sharma, sir, for guiding us and giving this important suggestion to make this a unique competition. And having said that, with all your permission and blessings, I declare this first Asia Pacific WIS Pre-Moot open for all to compete. With that, lastly, I would request none other than Professor Rajesh Sharma to give and speak some few words, and especially on this noble cause. Sir, please.
First of all, thank you everyone for supporting this good cause and organization. I must say that Mr. Samir, you have given me all this credit, but I must say that credit goes to all our team members. I just proposed, and I remember that all of you in our core committee meeting, immediately you accepted that. The idea, Mr. Basim and Mr. Sundaraju and Mr. Hassan, I would like to tell you and everyone, is that as a teacher, when we are teaching students and preparing them as a lawyer, we always think about the student and we treat everyone in the class similarly. But recently, I come across the students, and during COVID, when we were giving online lectures, we realized that there are certain students who really need more help. For example, when we were giving the video lecture, all other students can hear us, but those who have a hearing trouble, they cannot, and they were in real trouble. So as every year and every semester we were facing that. Then comes to ICC, and the ICC task force, or ICC new chairman, Claudia, she said that we should include disabled people in the mainstream of arbitration. And then I proposed, and we said as a team, we told them that if we have to include them at a professional level, then we have to teach them, train them, build their confidence, bring to that level before they join the legal profession or the arbitration profession. And that should bring, and that should start right at the university level when we are teaching it. And fortunately, everybody agreed with that idea. And with that, and this, like as a team, as a representative, I was also invited to join the task force of ICC in disability inclusion. So basically, this moot court is not just a competition, but it's an experimental lab for ICC and for everyone in arbitration profession to see how we can include those people or differently able people and more diverse group of people in this competition to see how it will work when they join the profession. So that's the idea. So here we are all learning, and we are all learning from each other, and we are trying to help each other. And with your help and with the help of all these luminaries who are here, your moral support, your blessings will definitely help we as a all together, and the students and new generation of arbitrators who are coming in the forefront. And hopefully we will bring them with confidence, with vigor and all. We can organize Para-Olympic. We organize so many things for them. This is our Para-Olympic for the arbitration and the new group of arbitration members. And I'm sure we will do it. And this is what we are doing now from today. And in the day 4, we will come back to you and tell you our experience. And you tell us your experience. And so that collectively we can suggest to the ICC and to the whole world that how we can include that. And I'm sure we will be able to do that. So thank you very much. And I really thank all of you, my core members, to really support. The credit is not mine, credit to all of us, to all the group members. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. You have been so humble for this and guiding us. Thank you so much. And lastly, I would request Dr. Ajay Rab to give a vote of thanks and end this ceremony.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone who's joined us today. I think the idea to bring home the WIS was a sentiment that Dr. Sharma, Alex, Mehak, and Samir sir shared with me. And, it was a coffee conversation which has transpired to this grand event with so many teams from all over the world. But enough has been said about the event. I don't think any event can survive without those people backing it, starting with Datu Professor Sundra Raju, Dr. Basin, Mr. Nusrat Hassan, several of our sponsors, several of supporting organizations. We were very pleasantly surprised. A single email, a single phone call, and we received a yes. And I think that also was because of what we were trying to bring to the Indian territory, which has so far been all across the world except here. And again, with all my heart, on behalf of the entire committee, the arbitrators who will take out time, who have agreed, who have helped us get more arbitrators, the coaches, the teams, and the student volunteers, Mehak and the entire team who've been running this show. Like Sir said, there will be scheduling conflicts. There'll be people asked to jump in. My humble request is please don't be offended. We know you're very learned and senior and very respected in the profession. But with that, you also know that other seniors may drop out, right? And therefore, I hope that you will support us even on those moments when we are left in the lurch. With that, I will not take any more of time. I think the rounds are scheduled. Let's all get on with it. My best wishes to the team and to everybody who has been part of this moot. We love to hear what we did right, what we did wrong at the end. But for now, let's start doing it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ojar. And with that, let the rounds begin. And I wish all the teams a very best of luck. Thank you so much.
Sir, can we have a group picture?
Yeah, sure. Please go ahead.
I would request everyone to turn on their cameras, please.
Are we done?
Done.
Thank you, Nusrat. Thank you, Datuk, for gracing this occasion and giving those inspiring words. Thank you so much, and we'll be looking forward to your continued support. Thank you.
Thank you, Samir. Thank you, Mehak. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, sir.